at CTI Wireless Fall 2008 in San Francisco. I'm Noah, and I'm here with Bill Plummer from Nokia, who's going to give us a little tour of their current kind of new lineup. Yes, the N96 is here, but there's some other cool stuff too, so let's check it out.
All right, so what we have here are 4 devices. The E71, which launched just a few weeks ago, a couple months ago, is perhaps, I would say, one of the more elegant QWERTY devices available in the market today. And that in and of itself, from a style and functionality perspective, is amazing. But it goes further than that. You've got a 3.2 megapixel camera. You've got, always on high-speed data connection. You've got the ability to participate in your social networks. It's not just about sending emails and sending text messages, etc. Integrated GPS and navigation, free maps for over 200 markets on the planet. All in, again, a very sleek, very elegant package.
And this one, I'm not gonna, I'm not shilling for Nokia or anybody else, but I've had the pleasure of having an E71 for a couple of weeks to play around with, and he's not lying. It's a very pocketable, cool, solid feeling phone. I really, it's the kind of thing. I took it out and people were like, "Hey."
Oh no, it's amazing, and it's not just for you and I who are people that want to be on the go and road warriors. My kids are using it as well to be present in Facebook and participate in their social networks. It's really cool. One of the things I'll highlight there on the menu, as you see, because we've powered up here a Virgin device, and you've got the little icon there that says Set Up Email. We made an announcement at the show this week about an extended relationship between Nokia and Microsoft when it comes to Microsoft Exchange ActiveSync, which we call Mail for Exchange.
Right.
We've now got the broadest range of any device manufacturer, 43 devices in the market that are supporting Mail for Exchange. That's about 80 million subscribers today in terms of the phones. This setup email key is the implementation that's coming out in all the new E-Series and N-Series devices. It is so simple and so elegant. If you are on a Microsoft Exchange server, your company doesn't have to go out and buy another server or implement some proprietary solution.
Right.
You click this button, it asks you for your name, it asks you, or your user ID, it asks you for your password, and it asks you for your server address, which you'll get easily from your IT manager. Boom, you're live, corporate email.
Right.
Nokia email solution also embedded on here. You've got over 1,000 ISPs on the planet. You can do POP3 IMAP, and the setup is actually simpler. So the discovery feature is your name, your user ID, and your password, and you're golden. It's amazing.
So I, Joe Consumer, could actually take it out and punch in my email address and get my email.
Yeah.
It actually works.
In a heartbeat. You walk into Best Buy now, we've got, I don't know, somewhere in the neighborhood of 500 different Best Buys around the country that are making this device available, and there are twice as many Radio Shacks and somewhere in between in terms of Office Depot. It's pretty broadly available.
Yeah.
And of course online. Pick up the device, pop in your SIM card, activate the setup email, and you're live. And then, because it's an open platform, as all of these are, you got a endless supply of third-party applications that do all sorts of really cool things for you. And then I'm going to get to the other things. And you've got access to the OV suite of services, whether that's mapping, or gaming, or music, or the 3 we announced this week, including synchronization, single-click, over-the-air synchronization of your personal information to your OV account. All of the worries and concerns of losing a device are now gone. And just as cool, files on OV, which allows you, using this device or any other browsing device, to access the files on your home PC, browse them, download them, and if you choose, share a file or two with the person you choose for a limited or whatever duration you set.
Right.
Just brilliant. It's taking mobility, it's taking this concept of connecting people, which is a tagline we're proud of, from voice to everything. Okay, so now I'll shut up. That's the E71, which by the way is the device I'm personally carrying today.
I'm not only the president of Hair Club,
No.
So these are all, just for the uninitiated, these are all unlocked GSM?
These are all, at this point, unlocked GSM devices that will operate on, in the US, for instance, T-Mobile's network, or AT&T's network, or the Rogers network in Canada. These are all, the E71 is available now. The N85 and the N79 and the N96, which were all announced about 2 weeks ago, will be available in the fourth quarter, a variety of different channels as well. So the N85, for those who recall, actually I'm going to move the N79 for a second. The N85 and the N96, for those who are fans of the N95 and the N95 8 gig.
And there are a couple of those fans.
Oh, hell yeah. These two devices are different evolutions of that product. So the N85 is just sleek, ever so sleek, ever so elegant. You've got that 5 megapixel Carl Zeiss optics on the back. You've got the very familiar dual slide functionality that we pioneered with the and by the way, that's really cool to watch. Hold on, let's do that again. So, that we pioneered with the N95. So, but a little bit more elegance and a little bit more stylishly packaged than the N95. Some improvements in terms of processor. You've got extended memory on the device as well. Comes with an 8 gigabyte micro SD card. Pretty much again extending that N95 experience, but in a more elegant package. The N96, a slightly different evolution. Now you're dealing with, again, the dual slide form factor. Very rich functionality, 16 gigabytes extendable to 32 gigabytes in terms of your memory. Again, an expanded processor.
So the 16 is internal.
Correct.
Then,
Plus 16.
Plus a card, right.
What you have here is a slightly larger and richer screen for markets outside of the US, where DVB-H, digital television services, are made available. There's actually a DVB-H receiver built in as well, and this is sort of clever. This nice little kickstand there, so that when you're watching your video, whether that's television or embedded or streaming, you have the ability to pop it up that way.
You see that? You can relax while you're watching me on YouTube. Get yourself an N96, prop up the kickstand, youtube.com/. No, I'm done. I'm sorry.
Oh, you were almost all the way there.
I was almost all the way there.
All right, so, well.
And they are, and just to say real quickly, if you, I'm sure a lot of the people who are checking this out are familiar with the N95 and some of the older, even the N73 was one of my first favorite N-series devices. And they're great, but the new line, as Bill was saying, rounded corners, a little bit sleeker looking, kind of just I don't want to say softer.
But that's not a bad not a bad way to put it. And you've got your key functionality is a little bit different now, where the keys will light up in here depending on what it is that you're doing. As you saw that just happen, your traditional menu key here. What these are is, we used to talk about the N95 as being a multimedia computer. I was running the Nokia multimedia business in North America last year, and it was a phrase that I used perhaps too often. It's now the same thing, a little bit better, but as you said, it's a little bit more personable now. It's much more of a personal device, and the functionality that it delivers, and married up to the OV services, unparalleled in the marketplace. Then we get to the N79. Now, here what you have is, you could, if you wanted to, consider this to be an evolution of the N73, which, by the way, was probably one of the best camera phones that we ever made. I mean, I loved that phone. What you get here, though, is 5 megapixel camera with Carl Zeiss optics. The N79 is truly optimized for the imaging experience. This is for someone who, all the same Series 60 functionality, but this is for someone who really wants to have a rich camera experience and wants to have that very stylish look in their device. Still, again, all Series 60 functionality, all the same radio functionality, everything that you might want to be doing with any of the other devices, but definitely designed around fashion and designed around imaging.
Now, when you're saying that the N79 is a little more optimized for imaging, I think they all have the Carl Zeiss.
Carl Zeiss across the line, and then 3.2 megapixels on the E71, which, by the way, for my purposes, which is primarily blogging, and that's great. And then the 5 megapixel here, which, I took my N95 8 gig and used that actually to photograph my son's graduation from high school. It was good enough. Of course, then he actually called me ahead of time and said, "Dad, will you film me when I accept my diploma?" I said, "Yeah." "Why?" "There's no reason." He had a bet with people that he wouldn't accept his diploma and then trip and fall on his face in front of the entire crowd. And he did. And it's on film. And it's on YouTube, and it's pretty much anywhere you want it to be. A great range of devices, different functionality. We put 47 phones into the market last year, from entry through fashion to premium to enterprise to multimedia computer. These are at the richer end of that. So are there standard headphone jacks on You've got
These three?
standard headphone jacks on these three, and this is the 2.5 millimeter jack on this one.
Right.
And then, of course, TV out functionality on the N85 and on the N96. And if you've not tried that, when you've got a nice high-quality video captured on this device, you plug the TV out in and put that into your plasma screen, and it's DVD quality video. It's amazing.
So, okay, this is the part where I suddenly have to leave.
Yeah.
I have a pocket. Okay, good. And so, Bill, thanks very much. We'll see you later.
I don't know.
So, Q4, the E71, just to kind of recap, E71's available now.
Yep.
The other three,
Fourth
Q4
quarter.
this year.
Yep.
Excellent. All right. There you go, Bill. Thanks. And one more thing, actually, before we stop. Just to kind of mention, so you had mentioned E71, Best Buy, Radio Shack, Office Depot.
As well as Nokia flagship stores, as well as independent retail in metropolitan areas, New York, Chicago, LA, San Francisco.
So for the uninitiated who might be interested in one of these or another Nokia device, or just Unlocked in general, I'm on T-Mobile or I'm on AT&T. I can pick one of these devices up, just take my SIM card out of my phone, put it in here, and it works. Don't have to call AT&T and tell them. You don't have to have them switch your phone number or your billing or this or that or whatever. That's it. That's unlocked, open network. That's the idea, is that, you have the control to create your own mobile experience, let's say.
And again, given the open platform, personalize it pretty much any way you want to.
Excellent.
And be a part, reintroduce your physical presence to your virtual presence. Use these things to be a part of your social network, because they do that for you in terms of context, GPS, in terms of rich imaging, in terms of being able to substantively contribute content. It's an extension of you're set free. You don't have to be tethered to a desktop anymore.
And the 3G capability compatible in the US with AT&T?
Right now the banding is AT&T banding, yes, for those that are North American banding.
All right, we're Bill Plummer, Nokia, CTA Wireless. I'm Noah from PhoneDog.com. Thanks for watching.